There's a queue in Overwatch? What? Oh my goodness. I haven't seen this since beta. So it launched a little bit broken, but I'll get to that in a second. I'm not going to go through the Battle Pass because there's way too many Battle Pass videos. Instead, I just kind of skip through the skins so you can get my take on the Battle Pass. And I got to say, overall, it's a pretty solid Battle Pass. Some of the themes I don't like, but it doesn't take away from the quality. And if you like those themes, you're going to end up loving this Battle Pass. I mean, this Ashe skin is not my style, but it's a premium skin. And I think the Battle Pass is just way more premium than ever before. And they also did something amazing. Something that's a huge, like I hate this Doomfist skin personally, but it's premium. This Mercy skin is beautiful. It's level 70. It's beautiful and it's free. It is a free skin to grind for. Freaking hell, they're learning. They are learning. And I can't lie, the Mythic Sigma skin most people love as well. Like, it's a community consensus. So yes, it's a very short 30-second clip, but I'll say the Battle Pass is a W so far. The next thing is also just to quickly go through the current shop, the one that launched with Season 4. There's this Season 4 bundle. It's kind of expensive, 38 CAD. I think that means, what, 35 USD or maybe 30 USD? I'm not too sure. You guys can let me know, but it's quite expensive. It gives you 2 skins. I don't really love this Diva one, but this Soldier one is really clean. Like, if you're a Soldier main and you love this skin and you want a head start on the Battle Pass, it's not a terrible value, but I mean, it's $38.99 for me, so it's like, it's pushing it. But 20 Battle Pass tiers, like the Battle Pass alone is at $10, leaves around $28 for 20 tiers, as well as 2 skins. If you like the Diva and the Soldier, maybe if you love both skins, the bundle can be for someone. You also get 2,000 Overwatch coins to use, so it's not a bad value. I can't just say it's a bad value, but I'm hesitant. I'm choking on my own words because it's still like almost $40, which is a lot of money. With that being said, it is better than anything else on this in this shop in terms of value. Like, they did that at least. I've been trying to find a game the entire time I'm talking, by the way, but look, it's just bugged. It's bugged. It took an hour and 40 minutes after Season 4's launch for people to really find a game. I don't know what's going on. Eventually, I get into the new game mode in which you can only pick Lifeweaver, and I gotta give Blizzard benefit of the doubt, or I guess, sorry, credit, my bad. It's fun. It's pretty fun. It's not amazing, but it lets me use the new hero for free. It lets everyone use the new hero for free. 6 of us are all playing Lifeweaver, and I can practice his abilities. Sure, I'm absolutely trash at him, but everyone else is too. It's a new hero. This is fun. This is how you bring the community together. I don't have to buy this. I don't have to have Lifeweaver. I don't have to have the Battle Pass. I don't have to own him. I can just play. And as you can tell, I was having fun trying to learn him. So let's try throwing down the flower and jumping with it so we can see her. I can't get that jump. It's a little odd. Oh, I got the jump on my teammate's one. Oh, and got a kill with it. No, I died. Okay. Interesting. Weird, but interesting. Let me tell you why it's interesting. The fact I could play with friends here and learn Lifeweaver is fun. Test him out. That's cool. That's actually really cool. Yeah, I can use the enemies one, right? I left that clip live because it just shows you how fun I was having. Like, I was pretty much taken aback that I was immediately brought into this, what feels like for the community. You know what I mean? Like, we all saw Lifeweaver. I didn't get to play him early, so this kind of adds to it. A lot of people don't get to play him early. Of course, like 99% of people don't. And it just adds to that little excitement, right? We're all trying to queue in. We're all trying to play. I wish the servers weren't broken, but they fixed it, so it's okay. We all trying to queue in. We all don't know what we're doing. We all get to test Lifeweaver together. And if you had a group of friends, like 2 other people to play with, it's fun. It's smart. This is what Overwatch needs. This is always what Overwatch needed. Okay, with that being said, how do I feel about Lifeweaver? Well, he's actually pretty fun. I'm having trouble switching between the healing and fighting because you have to actually use the scroll wheel. It's not like Kiriko, which is like 2 fire modes instead of like left and right click, which makes it a little bit harder to use. But to say he's not fun would be wrong. He is mechanically one of the coolest ones, between the dash, the pulling teammates, the micro. Okay, so a lot of people like playing support in Overwatch because of that little micromanagement. It's one of those things, right? Like, I got to think of a lot of things at once. Support's not an easy role to play by far, and Lifeweaver plays into that and then some. You know what I mean? As long as I'm working well with my team, I'm pulling them into safety. I can combo really, really cool combos with my my pedal lift. My ult is impactful, but pretty easy to use. But it still has a high skill ceiling with choke points and it being able to actually block things. I saw Carq's video, I think, in which you can even put it on the payload and then it moves with the payload. It's pretty cool. It's pretty freaking cool. And on top of all that, you can brawl up. Not insanely. Keep in mind, this is a bunch of other Lifeweavers I'm fighting, but not terribly. You can brawl up. You can get close, spray him down like I just did there. I chased that dude down, and then I can try to dash away, put down my pedal to reposition. Like, you're mobile. You are quite mobile and you feel it. The cooldowns on his kit are very long though. Like, the cooldowns can feel a little bit sluggish, but otherwise he would be absolutely busted. With that being said, keep in mind he seemed to be very weak on the test server because Blizzard buffed his healing already. So right now, as you play, he already got a buff on his healing compared to what content creators were showing off. So keep that in mind. He's already stronger than before. Anyways, next thing to test is Brigitte. Also, look at how we can combo stuff here. He's trying to get me up here. Oh, yes, yes. Just a little bit of a wholesome interaction. No one was really killing each other. We were all just testing stuff. But eventually I get into a game as Brigitte. Now, as you watch the footage in the background, I gotta make one thing clear. I haven't played Brigitte since like early Overwatch. Like a little bit after her release, I played her a little bit into the GOATS meta, and then I stopped playing her. So I'm sorry about the gameplay. But I wanted to test her. She just got reworked. I wanted to test her. And overall, she feels fun. Like, actually, she feels very fun to play. I don't know if I'm too concerned about her strength. I was a little bit more worried about Overwatch leading back into stuns at all. But it just feels like... Okay, I mean... there is a moment coming up in this game in which it felt so good. But, like, it took me quite a bit to hit it. I used up like here to block it, and then the cooldown is quite reduced while the ult is going. I felt like I was able to do some stuff here, but like it's not always easy to make a huge impact on your ult because the time frame of the ult is actually quite short. The minute you get it, it depletes extraordinarily fast, and it's a good what do you call it? A good balancing measure, because what it does is it makes you feel impactful, sure, but you also have a small window in order to optimize that impact. Like, it's still harder to use, in my opinion, than a Zenyatta ult, in which when you use it, okay, your team just, okay, save your team. Or even a Lucio ult. Because when you use it, you still have to not miss anything. You have to position very, very well. And personally, since I'm not a support main, I had trouble making it count. A lot of times I had trouble making it count, but that's just because I'm boosted. Maybe some of you who are native Brigitte mains are just going to be able to utilize it perfectly and feel that buff instantly. Now, overall, of course, it is a massive buff. Brigitte feels more fun to play, and I can't deny that. Now, alongside Season 4, there's obviously huge changes to Ranked. It was super weird. So they removed Rank Decay, right? Okay, we get that they removed Rank Decay, but the problem about it is once they removed Rank Decay, they shifted a bunch of people's rank. I heard someone ended like plat, but then they got boosted back to diamond because of some decay calculation. I've heard people get pushed into top 500. I've seen so many things. So check your last act rank and see how Blizzard adjusted it, because they shuffled it like crazy. I don't really know. It is a little bit weird, Blizzard telling you you're one rank and then changing the rank between the two seasons without notifying you. Man, I'm sorry, but I have to just be honest. The ranked system is just all over the place, and I just don't quite get what's going on with them or how they plan to fix it, but they gotta get their shit together, because ranked is a huge hedge on Overwatch and the community, you know, people who want to grind. Now, personally, I'm not a ranked grinder. I much prefer to just enjoy the game for what it is, but that means nothing. That means absolutely nothing. You need to have a healthy ranked system for the longevity of the game. And I feel like we're 4 seasons in, and it's been Blizzard's biggest weakness. Outside of monetization, skins are skins, okay? Whatever, skins are skins. Outside of monetization, the ranked system needs to be fixed for the health of the game. Also, see that Brig ult? That's the one I was referring to earlier. Just saying, when used correctly, it feels like you do a lot of impact. Even if I'm boosted, even if that was a bronze clip, whatever, it was fun. It feels fun. Of course, there's also all the patch notes, but the biggest... Okay, so Blizzard did something a little bit weird. I don't love the way they released this season. So people got Lifeweaver like 5 days early, 6 days early. I was covering leaks a day before that. Then they dropped the patch notes 3 days after. Then all the skins got dropped in one go, but we couldn't really see them in game. It was a bit of a stagnant launch, which made it hard for people to keep track. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to replay me summarizing the patch notes in 8 minutes. minutes. If you've watched this video from like 4 days ago, you can click away now. You can click away now. It's all the exact same information, the exact same audio clip. I've given you my opinions, my live gameplay, etc. If you have not heard about the patch notes, you do not know what's new with Season 4, then feel free to stick around. That's it for now. We have a new stranded spawn system. This one is extremely interesting. Basically, the developers say, regrouping with your team after getting stranded in a spawn room has never been easier. Spawn rooms that shut down due to capturing or losing an objective will now remain partially active for 7 seconds. While you still can't change heroes in these spawn rooms, other new features have been activated in these stranded spawns. The doors remain locked into the opposing team. The healing field also remains active, and you can now use the interact key to instantly teleport to the new active spawn room. This is extremely weird, and I don't want to make too many comments because I think I need to see it play out in game, but they do want to stop being trapped in spawns, and that is a good thing. Let's hope it actually, works out. There's also matchmaking updates, which will hopefully bring players closer to each other's skill levels, but I have to let it cook because Blizzard has said this like every patch, and it hasn't really happened, so let's hope that actually happens. Competitive updates, top 500 leaderboard eligibility. Basically, it is harder to now be in the top 500, which is a good thing, but since I doubt anyone watching this is top 500, let's move on. Competitive lever, I'm sorry, I'm sure some of you are. Competitive lever penalty changes. Matches left in different competitive queues are still considered separate for the purposes of determining the lengths of suspensions or receiving a seasonal ban from competitive play. This kind of makes sense because if I'm playing arcade and let's say I gotta go, okay, pizza's at the door. I leave. It's not really a big deal if I get kicked out of arcade. I wouldn't want that to carry through to competitive punishment, so I don't think this is a bad thing. We now have competitive point reward changes. This is very important. So the number of competitive points, which is CP, rewarded for a win in competitive play has been changed from 15 to 25. So you get more competitive points while playing. Now, what's going to happen is based off your ending rank, you get certain amount of competitive points, which of course goes towards gold guns. Now, I think the systematic issue here is we need more than just gold guns as rewards, but that's a whole different video. Basically, if you end in bronze, you get 300 points. If you end in silver, you get 450. And in gold, you get 600 points. And in platinum, you get 800, and in diamond, you get 1000, and in masters, you get 1200, and in grandmasters, you get 1500, which previously was 1750. Now, across the board, this is a buff for the lower ranks and a nerf for the higher ranks, which just brings things a little bit back to balance. Again, not a huge deal, but we actually need gold guns to matter, or I guess competitive points to matter again for this to really care, I guess. I mean, I don't think many people are going to care. Anyways, moving from there, we have seasonal rank decay removed. Starting with Season 4, a player's competitive play rank will no longer be reduced at the beginning of a season. Furthermore, the effects of this reduction of rank from previous seasons will also be removed, depending on how many games they play during the previous season. Most players will see their rank tier and division increase. A player's skill tier and division at the beginning of Season 4 is now closely match and matchmaker's estimate for your current skill, which means less fluctuation overall, and a more stable system is definitely more enjoyable to play with. We also have competitive skill update and progression. Both the competitive progress and competitive update screens will now include information about a player's losses and tiers as well as their wins. The competitive update screen will now provide players with an indication of their current percentage progress within a skill division. This will hopefully make it more clear how the results of the games played during the update affect the player's skill tier and division. If possible, sorry I'm laughing, but I'll explain why. It is possible for players to have a positive win-loss record but not go up a skill division because the progress occurs within a single division. This new message will allow players to see they did in fact make positive progress, but it'll be based off of percentage points. Okay, the reason I'm laughing is because every single update, they're basically adding more information about how your rank is changing, but in the most obscure and stupid way possible. I mean, no offense, but at this point, you might as well revert to the point system in which I can see my rank going up and down based off of specific ranked matches. Like they can update every game versus now an arbitrary percent. Hero updates. Tank Reinhardt, his armor health reduced from 300 to 250. His base health increased from 175 to 200, meaning there is a net loss of 25, but it's shifted towards the health. So this is a net nerf to Reinhardt, and this is mainly because he's been overperforming, according to the developers, alongside the fact there's now Lifeweaver, which can pull him out. I think it's okay. I think it's an okay change. Sigma. Oh man, Sigma's Rock, the impact damage reduced from 60 to 40, 80 damage total with explosion, which is pretty bad because he can't really do his one-shot combo anymore, but his knockdown duration increased from 0.8 to 1.1, which is a little bit odd. You know, it's a little bit odd because they're giving him more CC, and crowd control isn't the most fun in Overwatch. We know that because it's a big move towards Blizzard to remove it when going to Overwatch 2. Now they're adding a little bit back, but it's minor enough not to matter. With that being said, now he isn't as lethal with a guaranteed kill against 200 health targets. Moving from there, we have some Cassidy changes. His base health reduced from 225 to 200, which is a good nerf to him, and his magnetic grenade damage reduced from 131 to 120. This basically means now when you get magnetic grenaded, he has to hit you twice after the grenade goes off instead of once. So this is a net nerf, but a lot of creators, including myself, do agree that the magnetic grenade is just a weak ability overall that's not fun to play with, honestly, or against, and needs a complete rework. For now, they're going to reduce its potency until we see that rework come to fruition. Next, we have Sombra. EMP can now disable Blizzard. So basically, when Mei uses her Blizzard ultimate, if you Sombra EMP, it goes bye-bye. Support Ana. Sleep Dart, maximum duration on tank heroes reduced by 30% from 5 to 3.5 seconds. This one is massive. Basically, because tanks are bigger and easier to hit with their larger hitboxes, if Ana sleeps you as a tank, you won't be asleep for 5 seconds. Instead, you'll only be asleep for 3.5 seconds, which is actually a massive nerf to her Sleep Dart on tanks. Next, we have Brigitte. Ooh, boyo. Okay, Rally. Brigitte now gains 100 restorable armor health pool for the duration of Rally. Brigitte no longer gradually builds temporary health like her nearby allies. Rally now upgrades her barrier shield, increasing both its size and its health. Barrier health increased from 300 to 750, so like more than 2x. During Rally, Shield Bash now impacts multiple enemies and briefly stuns them. Bonus movement speed reduced from 30 to 15%. Oh man, you move a little bit slower, sure, but you are doing damage. You are making an impact as Brigitte. This is huge, absolutely huge. Her repair pack range reduced from 30 to 25 meters. Now, Brigitte will control the meta. Now, this is a prediction that could fumble. You could come back and be like, damn, you are dumb as heck. But I think Brigitte is going to lead the way into Season 4's meta alongside Lifeweaver. Well, that one we need to see more gameplay and how people pair it, but Brigitte was already a good pick. I don't know. I think she is the meta for Season 4, at least until a patch or a mid-season patch arises. Next, we have some Mercy changes. So her Cascadus staff, healing per second increased from 45 to 55, which is a nice little buff. Healing is no longer increased for allies under health. This is to kind of offset it. Guardian Angel, cooldown reduced from 2.5 to 1.5, allowing you to fly more again. Jump and crouch cancel, active ability state duration increased from 1 to 1.5. The jump and crouch cancel active ability state can no longer be manually interrupted to begin the cooldown early. Valkyrie, support role passive healing is now active for the duration of Valkyrie. Now, here's the thing. There's a mouthful from the developers, but basically, Mercy's very finicky, and they, of course, made her a lot more sluggish and not as fun to play after the changes. This is a step in the right direction to hopefully revert that, but it is a complicated change, and as a non-Mercy main, I can't say much. I'm not a high-ranking Mercy main to play around with this and give you my opinion. I think it is a net positive to Mercy, but that's as far as I can take it. What I can be certain about is Moira's Fade can now be used during her ultimate. That is amazing. It is so cool. It is so cool. I love it. I don't play Moira, but that is a great quality of life for some outplay potentials. Love it. They tried to offset it by making her bonus movement speed reduced from 50 to 40%, but it doesn't do too much. Biotic Grasp, lingering healing duration increased from 2 to 3 seconds, so a net massive nerf to Moira. Gotta be careful about Moira. Gotta be careful. Now, there are some map updates to end this off. Map pools have been disabled, so now all maps are now in rotation. Bada bing, bada boom. I made a video about that, saying that map rotations are weak for Overwatch. People hated on me, and I came out on top. Just saying. New arcade map, Talantis. That is the community-made map. Of course, people were roasting the fact it wasn't textured or something. Please let it cook. The fact we have a community-made map is absolutely massive and is a gateway for future community-made maps. If you somehow made it this far because you didn't get to see the other video, thank you for watching. Also, look, more free skins. Free skins coming. Yes, let's go.